Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Command Center, where we like to put our favorite commander, maybe even yours, front and center. And you know we can't do that unless we play those three spooky letters, EDH. What does it stand for today, Hado Ken?
You guys should know this by now. We do this every time we start up. I don't see why it's a hard concept to grasp. But you guys know what it is. It's about that time for Halloween. So you know what it stands for? An eerily dangerous Halloween. We about to get spooky up in here. Especially, you know what we talking about? The things that go bump in your deck. But before we do that, you know we got to shout somebody out.
That's right. We want to welcome a new patron to the Mana Squad. And today we are going to be welcoming Christopher Henley.
First of all, Chris, thanks for believing in what we do and, giving to the cause. And, because you believe in what we do, we got to shout out your commander.
That's right. And this is also a spooky commander. This is Varina Lich Queen.
Oh, I remember this one.
Do you?
This was a zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah. She used to get real nasty. Why don't you tell the crew what she do?
So she is Esper in 1. She is a 4/4 zombie wizard. This thing is dangerous. I've only seen one person play this deck. I want to see more. Let's bring Varina back. But here's what she does. Whenever you attack with one or more zombies, draw that many cards, then discard that many cards, and you gain that much life. And she has an activate ability for 2. You can exile 2 cards from your graveyard and create a tap 2/2 black zombie creature token.
Chris, I want you to know something. You're gross, but I like the way you tetherball.
Yeah, so we have a special episode this week. We're talking about the scaries. We're talking about the things, like you said, that go bump in the night. We're talking about those.
No. Go bump in your deck.
Okay.
These are the ones that when people come up with your play group and they put it on the table, problems will be had.
Yeah. So either you're gonna run away in terror or you're gonna put up a fight. We're assuming you're gonna do the latter.
Flip the table.
All right. So let's talk about our top 10 list. Maybe not exactly our top 10, but the first 10 that came to our mind when we put this episode together of commanders that are just so very scary. And we'll leave the definition of scary to you, but for us, these are the things that make us go, do I need a new change of underwear?
What's that warm spot in the back? You know what? I think that's my Uber out front. Those type of things. You know what? Let me step to the plate first because, I always come correct. Weak sauce. So I was sitting down.
We actually agreed on this list.
Shut up. I was sitting down marinating. And the first commander that popped in my head was this called Amar. I know some of y'all just peed out there. I know. Go change the shorts and come back. Now, if you don't know who Amar is, first of all, he's Teamer. He also is a 1/1. But the scary part is he gets protection from black and white. Okay, I see what you're working with.
Two of the most popular removal colors.
Exactly. But he also says that whenever you cast a creature, you put a 1/1 on him.
Yeah.
That's not the scary part. The scariest part is that you get to cast creatures for 1 less with however many 1/1 counters on him. By the way, hard scales with him is disgusting. Okay, the very first time I got introduced to this card, I just gave up. I remember waking up and the ambulance driver was like, "How many fingers do you see?" And I said, "None." That is my top pick.
Yeah, I actually agree with that pick. We're gonna move on. Our number 2 pick is Moldrotha, the Gravetide.
Oh my God, you talking about a value meal right here. He gonna catch you on the front side and the back side. Explain about him.
So Moldrotha is soul tie and 3. It is a 6/6 elemental avatar. During each of your turns, you may play up to 1 permanent card.
Permanent! Did you miss a land drop? No, you didn't, because it's in your graveyard.
You may play up to 1 permanent card of each permanent type from your graveyard. So not just I can play 1, card from my graveyard each of my turns. I can play 1 type of card or whatever. I can play 1 permanent card of each type.
In the words of Seether featuring Amy Lee, this card is broken.
Wait, what? Who?
It is ridiculous. I've seen people abuse sagas. I didn't see people abuse any of the battlefield effects. Leave the battlefield effects.
Lion's Eye Diamond. It's a combo.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, because this card is coming for you. Whenever I see this card on the table, best believe I save bail money for this. What else you got? So it's my turn?
It's your turn.
Okay. Now, I recently got introduced to this card, and I used to doo-doo on it. I used to make fun of this card. I was like, it's just a 1/3. I don't care about this card. Some of y'all out there don't know this card. Some of y'all have not experienced this, but it's Yurico. It's Yurico, the Tiger Shadow. I believe it's a 1/3.
Yeah.
It's Dimir and 1. And this is one of the most spookiest things. In the words of my boy Jimbo, it's coming right for you. Okay, when Yurico attacks and is not blocked. No, does combat damage. I'm sorry. When Yurico does combat...
Yurico or a ninja.
Or a ninja does combat damage. You reveal the top card. You take damage. Everybody take damage to the CMC of that card. Now, Commit to Memory is a 10 CMC card. You know how I know that off the top of my head? Because I've been hit with this card at least 20 times. I'm looking at you, my homeboy Alex. You need to quit building this deck. This builds terror down my spine every time I see it because I don't know how to stop it because ninjutsu is a thing.
Yeah, and not to mention, this is the only card with Commander Ninjutsu. You can basically just pay Dimir from the command zone and get it into play.
Wait a minute. Give me a minute. I'm having flashbacks. So hold up.
Yeah.
I said I'm going to exile the card. Hold on. I destroyed it, and he did jutsu it anyway. Yeah. I need a moment. You take the next one, because I need to process this.
So next up to the spooky plate, we have Maran of Clan Neltoth.
Oh, man. This is Haunted House spooky right here. Tell them what it do.
Yeah. So for Golgari and 2, this is a 3/4 human shaman. Whenever another creature you control dies, you get an experience counter. How hard is it for your creatures to die? I don't know. Sock Outlet. You're playing Golgari. Things die.
Everything.
Things die when you play a land.
Steve dies. I mean, you fart a little too hard and your creature's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like it's a very simple thing. And until recently, they gave you experience counters. Experience counters are like the herpes of Magic. Once you get them, you can't get rid of them.
Maybe. We'll see what they do. So at the beginning of your end step, you can choose target creature in your graveyard. If that card's converted mana cost is less than or equal to the number of experience counters you have, you can just return it to the battlefield. Otherwise, you can just put it in your hand.
Put it on the plate.
Yeah.
Put it on the plate. This is recursion at its finest.
Yeah, and I've seen some nasty Marin decks. The combos are insane with this one. You're basically on a clock. You're on a clock until they find those 2 or 3 combo pieces, and then it's like, why do we even show up today?
Exactly. Like, nobody told me we were playing Arch Enemy, and Arch Enemy don't even help. But you know what? I think I'm calmed down now. Up next, guard your hearts, people, because this is about to get real creepy. I got to introduce you to Corvo, the Cursed King. Now, not only is he a 4/4 flyer, we don't even care about that.
Yeah, it's Jund and 2.
Yeah, it's Jund and 2. Take the 4/4 flyer, kick it out the window. I don't even care. The part that gets me is that whenever you sacrifice, you put a 1/1 on him and you draw a card. So not only does he get big, he's also card advantage in Jund.
Mm-hmm. The first part of the text that you missed is that when it actually enters the battlefield, you sacrifice something, and so it basically is a 5/5 every time.
I'm sorry, it's 5/5 with brown eyes, smile like the sunrise. This thing goes to face more times than a boxing glove. I'm telling you, it's sick out there, people. There's some deranged decks out here, and we need to talk about it. What's next?
You good?
I'm good.
All right. You get worked up after every card.
I'm just telling you, man. This is some old poltergeist level stuff. I can't handle this.
Yeah. So let's get ready to be terrified even more. We have Feather the Redeemed. The Redeemed. I think it needs another name.
First of all, I call him Jason because no matter where you are, he keeps coming back.
Feather Voorhees.
What's that? What's going on here?
Yeah. Well, it's not just that Feather comes back. So specifically, Feather is Boros, 2 white and a red. It's a 3/4 angel flyer. But whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, specifically Feather, you can exile that card instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. If you do, you return it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step.
Hey, you know the same 5 spells they gonna play. They gonna play the one that draws you a card. They gonna play the one that gives it protection,
or indestructible,
or indestructible, or something that makes it phase out. You can't touch it. You can't touch it.
Yeah, this is the MC Hammer Jason Voorhees of Magic cards. You can't touch it, and it just keeps coming back.
And so somehow still owe you on tax money.
So next one, we actually have 2 up that we're going to talk about in tandem. Okay. These things are so devastating. We had to give them their own number and just put them together because I hate them. I hate them equally. I hate them and I'm scared of them equally. Does that make sense?
I don't know what the problem is with one of them.
Sure, guy. I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce. You know what? I'm gonna go first. So Gestalt Sun's Avatar. This is Naya and 5.
Okay.
7/6 dinosaur with trample, vigilance, and haste. Dinosaur Avatar. My bad. So whenever Gestalt deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put any number of dinosaur creature cards from among them onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom in any random order. So he hits you.
He hits you.
And then it says, hey, you thought I was by myself though? This is the party.
Here come my gang to come jump you in. What? Why are you throwing up signs? Why are you claiming sets right now, Geshaf? You know the scariest part about Geshaf? He has trample and vigilance.
Yeah.
Now on top of that, you know what he every time somebody plays him, I just think of that guy from Jurassic Park who got ate on the toilet. That's everybody who plays against Geshaf. We there with our pants around our ankles, just trying to find comfort, and here comes this dinosaur just crashing the party. That is what I think about with Geshaf.
That is so rude, by the way. Getting killed while on the toilet.
At least let him wipe first. I mean, just the smallest indignities.
Yeah. So also sharing the spot with Gestalt. I'm gonna go ahead and let you take this one.
My boy Zakama, Primal Calamity. First of all, it says dinosaur, but he really he a beast. He a monster. He a dragon. All right. He is a entity amongst himself. First of all, when he has vigilance, he has trample. And I wish he had haste, but he don't.
He got reach.
It's
okay. Gestalt got it.
Okay. Now, when he enters the battlefield, you untap all your lands. So you can't basically cancel them for free.
Yeah.
Now, you can pay 2 in a red for do a fireball to do a bolt attack onto a creature. Mm-hmm. You can pay 2 in a green to destroy enchantment or artifacts. Mm-hmm. You can pay 2 in the white to gain 3 life. Now, I built this commander deck, and I feel a little skeevy every time I put him on the board because I know how deadly he is. As a matter of fact, when he touches the table, in the words of Tupac Shakur, all eyes on me. Mm-hmm. So I understand
it's like every game he plays the comma. I'm like, what's the land count? What's the land count? How many lands you got?
Because you are literally on the clock every time the comma is out. So I understand.
Yeah, it's like working a 9 to 5.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's move on. Those 2 dinosaurs share the spot. So I'm scared and just hate them equally. That's all I can say about it.
At this point of the session, I'm just wearing a diaper because that's the only way I can contain everything.
All right, moving forward. I think that a lot of these creatures or legends could actually share a spot with this one, but I think that this one takes the cake for this particular species, this particular creature type. I'm talking about slivers.
Oh God!
All right, so if we're talking about slivers, there's a numbers that you can just equally be terrified of. But I got to give it up to Sliver Hive Lord. Of course, this is Wooburg 5/5.
I consider this the roaches of the commanders.
You ever play StarCraft?
Yeah.
These are the Zergs.
Those are the Zergs.
Yeah. But yeah, 5/5. All slivers you have are indestructible.
They're indestructible. That's right. The struggle is real.
They're in the struggle. All right. So you just have to have removal that exiles. Regular removal is not going to work.
Bouncing only does something temporarily. Like, I've been through this before. We already know what's going on. And then next, your slivers got haste. Next, your slivers got flying. Next, your sliver runs in your house and kicks over your grandma.
Why is it doing it to my grandma?
I don't know, man. But you know what? She's had a nice life.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, grandma. All right. Let's move on to the next one because I think slivers just give everybody who plays against them a headache equally. And it
just feels like something is touching you. Like whenever a sliver next to the table is like, it's moist.
I'm honestly at a loss for words for a lot of these cards we're talking about because they're just so. it's on a weird level of just like I don't want to play anymore.
I think the word you're looking for is anger. And sometimes you just be tired. You be like, oh, I don't feel like fighting this.
Like, why did I show up today? Like, I want to go home. All right, go ahead and take the next one.
Okay, so the next card I want to introduce is my boy Karl, but his real name is Karlov, of the Ghost Council. I call him Karl because I know him like that, So the thing about Karl is he's just a 2/2, and he only costs Orzhov, so he comes around on turn 2 like pretty normal. The thing is, whenever you gain life, you put 2 1/1 counters on my boy Karl. 2.
Every time you gain life.
Every time you gain life. Now, you can pay Orzhov, remove 6 counters, and exile target creature. I don't think you heard me.
Gross.
I'm gonna need to turn the volume up in your headset right now. I'm gonna need your Beats by Dre's to be bumping a little harder. I said when you pay Orzhov, you remove 6 counter and exile target creature. It's disgusting. I have one-shotted many of people with this commander. It's gross. But you ain't gotta take my word for it. Here's a victim right here.
So I would just like to testify Your Honor that Karlov needs to be banned. I have a lot of video proof and video evidence of many games I played against Karlov, and I hope the jury takes all this into consideration before you make a deliberation.
I'll say this: I have had to go to the confessionals after each game of playing with Karl. It's that deep. Now, what do you,
Father?
Bless, dear Father, I will and have sinned and will do it again.
All right, so the last one we're going to talk about is this one is a headache unto itself, and every time I see it touch the table, I'm like, all right, I guess I'm clocking out soon.
Who are you talking about?
Najeela, the Blade Blossom.
Okay, let me say this. Whenever somebody has this commander, I start bargaining immediately. I was like, look here, okay. What you want? Just tell me what you want. What you really, really want. Tell them about this card because they don't know.
All right, so Blossom, no need for Buttercup and Bubbles.
No, they just tripping.
Yeah.
She drunk all the chemical X herself.
This is red and 2. It's a 3/2 human warrior.
But it's actually a Wooburg commander.
Yeah. Basically, whenever a warrior attacks, you may have its controller create a 1/1 white warrior creature token that's tapped and attacking. So anytime she's attacking, like in other commanders we talked about, she's jumping you. All right. So pay Wooburg, untap all attacking creatures. They gain trample, lifelink, haste until end of turn. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase.
So she's pretty much beating you to death.
To death. Oh man. The math on this by itself is stupid. The board space it takes up is stupid. The clock on this is stupid.
I think the last person we played against this deck had like 200 warriors.
Man.
And literally because they just stopped counting. Like they just stopped counting. Like
I don't even want any more tokens. That's nuts. That's ridiculous. That's scary.
Like she was like, this is enough. So
yeah,
as you guys can see, these are the top scariest commanders that we've run into.
That we just thought about off the top of our head.
But maybe you guys have some more out there that you've encountered where you like, nope, I think I'd rather go home and play with myself. So not like that. So, how about you in the comments? Put down there what are some of the most frightening commanders that you've ever seen, and situations that you've done even get out those situations. But what we always recommend is flipping the table.
Yeah. Just throw the table at them and get out of there.
That's an instant concede right there.
Get out of there as fast as you can.
Left hand grips it, right hand flips it.
Yeah, but if you like some of the cards we talked about today, or you want to pick up some cards on your own, check out our affiliate link in the bottom from TCG Player. Really helps out the channel, and it also helps out some of your local game stores that are very reliable.
And because we know a lot of you guys out there are heathens, we know you're going to build some of these decks if you haven't done so already.
Yeah, and if I see you playing them, I'm just packing up and going home. All right, if we play over via web, spell table and whatnot,
I will crash your router. You will never have internet again.
Well, I was just gonna say I was gonna cut it off.
Oh, okay, never mind. But thank you guys for joining us for this episode of Command Center. Like and subscribe. But until next time,
boo spooky boo.
Boo spooky boo.